Okay, we're here with Jerry Ward, BIO-S3 training, Internet Authority. So Jerry, I got a question about occlusion training. So do you think this is something that can be constantly used or use sparingly or intermittently?
Tourniquet training, that's what it used to be called like 15 years ago. It's not new. I didn't know what it did back then, and I don't know what it does now. I'll be honest with you, I have no friggin' clue, and I can't get an answer out of anybody as to how it actually builds muscle or works. We're all basing this stuff on theories right now. Apparently Layne Norton has a video out, but it's like a 40-minute video that I don't have time to sit down and go through the video to find out if he really, talks about how it works, but I'm going to have to go ahead and watch it at some point. But I've been trying it. I've been using it for the last about 3 weeks now because people were asking so much about it that I was like, all right, might as well try it. And they're like, does it work? Does it make body parts bigger? Does it make body parts stronger? Does it do this? Does it do that? Okay. The only thing that I found it does, in the first day that I did it wrong. I cut the circulation off to my hands, and they hurt. Like, they were like, it was just bizarre, the feelings. I must have cut the nerves or pinched the nerves or something. I pulled it so tight. But we did a superset bi-tri workout with it that I put up on BIO-S3, and it did pump my arms up to a little bit over 19 inches, which is more of a pump than I usually get. And you could feel it. Like, it wasn't the type of pump where I usually get in my tris, where if I extend my arm, my tricep usually actually cramps after I'm done doing cables. This didn't cramp, it was just very swollen. So it was a different type of feeling. Is it going to make the muscle grow any faster? I can't see any reason why it would. I really don't. Is it going to make the muscle any stronger faster? Again, I don't see why it would. Now, one of the theories that we have that Greg Furnack was talking to me about, his powerlifting coach actually has him doing them for bis and tris, the tourniquet training. And he said that the only thing he can figure is that you're using a lighter weight in the blood is actually helping the tendons heal, and you're not putting as much stress on your tendons and joints while you're doing this type of training.
Yeah, that's an interesting theory.
So I know Layne Norton's using it with his powerlifting routines and stuff too. On the leg extensions and leg curls, it fatigues the muscle so fast that in 3 sets you could probably get what you normally get out of 12 sets, fatigue-wise. But does that mean the muscle's growing any faster?
Well, I mean, you're depriving your muscle of oxygen.
Right. So you're getting the buildup of lactic acid, but you're restricting the blood flow. So the lactic acid builds up, and it's a very strange, painful cramp in the muscle that even when you rest in between sets, it hurts. And then you try to go again, and you can notice the muscle fibers are firing, but the leg is not moving because it's fatigued. But does that mean the muscle grows any faster? Now, there was one theory, and the thing is, it's all these theories. One theory was that by the increase of lactic acid, your body increases growth hormone. Is that true? Is it true to where it increases it so much that it has an effect on hypertrophy? I don't know. I mean, you get guys that are using 1 IU of human growth hormone, injecting it, that are not getting hypertrophy like that. So I don't think the body's raising the levels that high to where it would make it grow. But I do notice that if you do it before you do a compound movement, like do an isolation of fatigue with it, you can barely use any weight on that compound movement, but you still can feel the muscle working very hard. So in my head, I'm like, well, that reduces stress on the joints. Do the isolation pre-exhaust, use the tourniquet on it. When you take it off, you'll be able to fatigue the muscle faster with the compound movement and have less stress on the joint. But again, does that make the muscle grow? I don't know. Nobody knows. It's not something I think that's been studied to the point where they're going to be like, this is actually an optimal way of training. If it was that optimal, all the Olympians would be using it, because they use all kinds of drugs and stuff they put in their body and kill themselves with. You don't think they'd be using a little wrap to wrap around their leg or arms to get a leg up on the competition? I mean,
so do you think it's kind of like a fad, or?
It's definitely a fad. It's coming back around. It used to be called tourniquet training, and they used to use it during German volume training, which was a routine that was out probably 10, 15 years ago. And then who was the one that was doing it? I think it was Craig Titus. And yeah, it was Craig Titus that was doing this crazy volume training where he would do high reps with heavy weights to pump more blood in the muscle. And then tourniquet training came out, where you would actually tie off the muscles, train them, then pull the tourniquet off and allow the blood to flow back in. So like, they're always trying to find a way to get a better pump and a bigger pump, but just because you get a pump doesn't mean that the muscle's going to grow, and doesn't mean it's going to get any stronger. So
basically you're saying the jury's still out, but from what you're saying, it's probably not making that big of a difference.
You know what, I haven't been using it long enough to tell a difference. But my arms are not really any bigger than they've ever been, and my legs are not bigger than they've ever been, but they fatigue faster. So I guess as far as fatigue, it works. As far as muscle building and strength, so far, I haven't seen anything that will make me go, everybody needs to try this. We all got to be on this. This is definitely going to bring up lagging arms or lagging legs. Nothing's pointing in that direction right yet.
Okay, so thanks Jerry Ward, BIO-S3 training, and we're out. Oh.